When flying an aircraft, the last thing we want is for something to go horribly wrong. For one pilot, something was definitely wrong, but just what it was is hard to pinpoint. Twitter user ConspirationESP uploaded this clip for everyone to see and to try and make sense of. Take a look. 2 seconds into the video, a sudden flash of white light appears and the pilot grabs his helmet. He adjusts himself before continuing to fly. Twitter users had plenty of suggestions here. A few viewers thought that it was lightning, while others suggested some type of bullet may have whizzed past. Some even suggested it could have been a meteor fragment. Then there were those who thought the phenomenon was related to an alien craft in some way. Here it is again in slow motion. The object moves far too fast to be a bird of any kind, so what is it? Unfortunately, till more info comes to hand, this strange little clip will have to remain a mystery. Still, I'll throw it out to you, the viewer. I'd love to hear your theories on this one in the comments section below.
We got another one!
Welcome cartel members, Anons, Facebook friends, Twitter followers, random YouTube viewer. Thanks for joining me. My name is Julio Hawkes and I am the Theorizing Theorist. And today we're going to be going over that little tidbit of video and what it means. Now to me, those videos that you see of these lights zooming about, these orbs or whatever you want to call them, the Pentagon has been releasing all of these UFO videos, right? And if you notice, the videos are in infrared or in FLIR or in, heat, whatever. And they keep reminding us that these UFOs are not visible to the naked eye. And very suspicious to me, very, obviously not blobs of light or whatever you want to call it, spheres of light. But there are some, like the one we just saw. Now, some people speculate that that was a lightning bolt. And you could even see some like smoke, like a trail of smoke to the side out the window. Now, I've never seen lightning do smoke like that, but maybe, up in the atmosphere up there, I don't know. So let me know in the comments section what you guys know and what you guys think it might have been for sure. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, share if you haven't yet. Subscribing is very big for me, and likes. I need likes, fellas and ladies and whatever. I need likes and comments. It helps the algorithms out. My channel is always being shadow banned for whatever reasons. Some of the stuff that I've covered previously and cover now leaves my channel lacking in the non-shadow banning department, I guess you could say. So anyway, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. Comment down below, and if you're so inclined to donate to my channel and help me out, I try to do this full time. I got 3 daughters. And yeah, so check the description down below, and I have some links to my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. So I tried freeze framing this blast of light, and I caught this picture right here, and I couldn't duplicate. I couldn't get it captured again. All I could get was this picture. So very suspicious stuff. I'll show you those pictures again at the end, and I'll put it in slow-mo for you. So first, let's read this Godlike Productions. UFOs always appear as a form of light, maybe the key for their abilities. Think about it. Light travels at the speed of light. When you get to that speed, everything becomes light and then simply outstands all we know about physics. Quantum mechanics has shown this many times over the years, much to the frustration of the majority of the scientific community. Photons of light react to being observed. Google and study the dual slit experiment for more on that. The dual slit experiment is a pretty famous experiment. Anyways, UFOs almost always show up as a bright light. Are these crafts encased in light, thus allowing them to transverse in ways that simple ignore known physics? Have these crafts creators come to understand how to utilize light itself as a building material? Maybe the beings inside are protected in some way as to not themselves also turn into light itself. Maybe. So again, let me know what you guys think. This is all very interesting subject, I must say. The craft that visited me in my backyard was a plasma ship. Big orange ball of light, complete with dissipating red flames all around the circle. It did all kinds of maneuvers coming down from the stars, including seeming to disappear from this dimension and reappear closer. I witnessed it just dematerialize into another realm, then reappear, which seems to be what we were seeing in those Pentagon videos when it was dipping in and out underneath the water and whatnot. So let's continue. There were two lizard guys that I saw in this ship. They had black helmets, caps on, had a lizard face, and seemed to be piloting the ship and looking down at me. This part was given to me telepathically. I get amused listening to folks that say these things are secret military craft because they have obviously never witnessed it close up. If they did, like they would realize there's no chance these things are man-made. It's impossible. I'll add, if it was military, they should be charged with misuse of government funds for wasting all that energy and if I don't cover some of the guys, go check out Godlike Productions and find the top of this. I'll hold out on my thoughts. To visit a nobody like me. I'll hold out on my thoughts about the lizard dudes, but I will not call you a liar. I've experienced things that I needed to share with others, but I can't because they wouldn't believe me. So again, I'm holding out my opinion, but not calling you a liar. That's the way the craft you saw operates. Seems to be in line. Now give me a second, it'll pop up here, the rest of it. In line with the way the craft you saw operate seems to be in line with the footage released by the Navy and confirmed by the Pentagon, especially as you mentioned the blipping in and out of our realm. Watch this newly released footage from the Navy, directly confirmed by the Pentagon a day later. And notice how the craft seems to blip twice then disappear. They claim it splashes, meaning going underwater, but that really doesn't seem to be the case. It blips once out of observation, comes back, then blips away for good. Now that's true. If you watch the video, you don't see much of a splash in any way, shape, or form. So this isn't military. We know that. People are struggling with processing what is happening, and they have to come up with a currently understandable and explainable reason because their subconscious is protecting itself from a mental deterioration. There is quite a bit more to that story. It's just too much to consume, like you said. It can't be accepted as fact unless it's a personal experience. Very, very interesting. I don't know if my brain would deteriorate if I got the real answer. But anyway, the memory of those two beings came back to me later, long after the incident. I'm not sure exactly what to think of that either. I will tell you this though, something scared the living jimmies out of me that night. I got a primal fear that I have never experienced before. It was a chilling fear right through my bones. I'm thinking I got that telepathic picture of the lizard folk. It scared the crap out of me, and I hurried that memory only for it to surface years later. What's the speed of thought? Now that's an interesting thought. Gotta be as close to instantaneous as can be. Now I don't know. Somebody has a good answer to this one here too. And I just never thought of the speed of thought and the speed of things. Now, I would wager it is the speed in which the electric charge of a synapse can fire. Electricity and photonic light seem to power all of existence. Now, I would pretty much agree with all of that. Pretty interesting stuff, man. I mean, I like how these conversations keep spiraling down into this rabbit hole deeper and deeper. I believe you. I've heard of many other similar such occurrences. Now, the reason I believe these guys a little bit is because they post as anonymous cowards and no one knows who these people are. What would they have to gain to lie to us like that? Except for trolling, of course. But it seems to me that a lot of people have had these experiences. So they are beings in another dimension that bleed through into this dimension. They are what the Bible calls the Watchers, angels. They aren't bound by the physics of this dimension, and that's why they can travel at the speed of light and perform right-angle maneuvers at high speed. If they are angelic transports, maybe, but of them are, physical matter to transport. Now, so that's the thing I'm talking about, the high speed maneuvers, the right angle maneuvers at high speed. That's what impresses me. That's what makes me think that these things are UFOs. The things that the Pentagon showed us, not impressive, except for them blipping in and out, which can be done with a computer program, Physical people, and they have lights on them. Look at your clear sky on any night and find the craft with flashing lights. And I'm going to go ahead and read the blue part. Blessed are the peacemakers, for we are the peacemakers are called the sons of God. As peacemakers, we are incarnate in all cultures and races on the planet, and the planetary peoples shall know peace. I like that. I am team human myself, so I do like that. Yes, I realize that. I am simply theorizing on how they are utilizing multidimensional particles, light itself, in order to enter the physical plane. It seems at the speed of light you gain access to transverse multiple dimensions, but yes, this is all leading up to the big war, in quotation marks, and they have to find a way to tell us before the Antichrist does this thing and his army fights Jesus here in the physical realm and all of that. I'm just trying to understand the science behind it. Man, if you're trying to understand the science behind it and you believe in all that, you're going to struggle. I'm just trying to understand the science behind it because it involves the physical realm, at least in part. Must include physical parameters and scientific explanation, even if we never figure it out. So, there you go. Let's see what else we got. Those throw a kink in my theory, the flashing lights things. Or those crafts are held permanently in the physical realm and are used as convenient and regular modes of travel, whereas the light enveloped ones are used to come into our dimension for a time before slipping back into the spiritual plane. See, I think these crafts that they're talking about are actually just ours, or human crafts. Bob said it was the propulsion system creating the glow. He worked on them and explains it. They glow because the HV corona discharge from the craft interacts with the gases in the atmosphere. Some are just pure plasma. Remote viewers looked into the orb UFOs that appear and they then vanish. One report indicated they appear to survey the area for consciousness, almost to collect data, then they disappear again. Seems like they are just observing the planet. That's my take on it anyway. As for the solid ships, no idea what they are up to. Check out crop circles they are related to. Large energy orbs that appear for a short time, boil up the moisture in the plant stem, causing bubbles to boil and pop them, then the crops fall over. Most are man-made, but for the legit crop circles, that's what the viewers saw as to how they are made. Now, I read that before about the things popping. There's two types of crop circles anyway. Lasers seem legit, I'll give him that, though the propulsion system, as it were, would imply some sort of exhaust trail that would also show up on FLIR. And they don't. Propulsion doesn't seem to be what's occurring in terms of known physical scientific understanding, and that's true. It seems that the emission of light itself is the propulsion, well, according to my theory. Now, I was just thinking about light and how it propels when you turn on the light bulb and it just... Anyway, perhaps they discovered a way to ride the light wave, as it were. Still would have to be in the neighborhood from a distance to travel perspective, I would guess. I will say the more mainstream media and government suggestions say they might be real, the less inclined I am to believe. Liars, the lot of them. And that's true. The government, how are people starting to, the Pentagon released, they said it was true, but they lied to you for the past however long years saying it wasn't true. I mean, now you're going to believe them? Give me a break. During my abduction experience, they said light is a tool. Light can be solidified, and we use a particular form of light that increases the distance between electrons and the nucleus of an atom. This allows us to pass through solid objects. Now, a lot of this stuff sounds semi-intelligent, I must say. I get it sounds a little zany, but I mean, I would never be able to just come up with light can be solidified, could you? I mean, that's a pretty bold statement there. The telepathic part started as I first looked up to the sky, focusing on this orange twinkling star. All other stars were blue, so I focused on this orange one. I felt a weird tunnel in my mind towards this light. I felt like my mind was wide open to this mental tunnel. As I became aware of this light, the light star penetrating my mind, it then started its movement down to Earth. Kind of funny, I was reading, some people thought that they could see inner Earth, inner Earth, by looking up at the sun, that was inner Earth. So anyway, it started a small light out in space. As it traveled towards me, it also grew in size and then shrunk. It also changed shape as it morphed back to a large circle again. During this travel of the craft and shape-shifting, I was able to observe the slow disappearance of it out of our realm. It was maybe a half second, then it reappeared way closer. My mind quickly processed the impossibility of this, and I knew that what I was dealing with. So it ends the travel above me about 60 feet, just hovering in the air and completely silent. So that's this guy's story. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and if you have stories similar. I can't look at it. It's as bright as the sun or brighter. My hands are up to my face and I'm trying to look through finger filters. Yes, it's that bright, but it's not one single light. It's like a million lights strobing fast. There is a lot more to this story. I wonder what story he's talking about, but yeah, it's a pretty interesting story for sure, but it sounds still human to me, human-made. Video evidence I posted earlier in this thread show them blipping out of existence. The theory on the consciousness and observation thereof is something I can agree with, but would probably be better suited for an entirely new thread. The concept alone is just vast and relevant, so you're definitely on the right track. I personally feel that it is. They seem to really enjoy the ocean too. My idea on that is that the ocean, being saltwater, provides the means for these crafts to maintain their physical existence due to the almost literally infinite supply of electrically conductive fluid, maybe. Electrically conductive seawater. Again, just another theory of mine. Nothing may be what it seems to be. The occupants of this planet are technology chauvinists. As if these things has anything to do with technology. Whatever that means. The occupants of this planet are technology chauvinists. Anyway, let's go to the next comment here, and I'm going to end this here in a second. I just want to go over a couple of the comments here. Perhaps in another dimension, their craft and they themselves take on a more dense physical form. When they appear here, only the light aspect is visible. I don't know, of course. Now, that's a very interesting prospect, because what could fit in a beam of light, in a photon of light, But then again, how big is a photon of light? It's infinitely big, just depending on perspective. Anyway, if you're not making that up, I am absolutely not calling you a liar. Then my theory seems to have some merit. That's kind of cool. Sorry about the abduction, or that's neat. Different people have different experiences, different strokes for different folks, I guess. So people like the probing and all that. So that's all I got for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and just scroll through the rest of this little tidbit. Feel free to go to Godlike Productions, even though they banned my IP address. Beware, they do that just to get you to buy in. Anyway, UFOs always appear as a form of light, maybe the key for their abilities. Now, that's the title of the Godlike Productions thing. Now, I'm going to end this video with a short clip of the pilot enduring that flash of light again, and then I'm going to end with those pictures. So please be sure to check the description down below to donate, and like, subscribe, share, follow, and comment. And as always, you guys know the routine. To God be the glory.